Hi, I'm Stefano Corno, and last weekend I ended up in top 16 at the regional of Milan, and I played S.P.A.D.E. It's Souls, Punk, Adventure, Destiny, and Eldlich. It's not like based. It's even if I play Punk, the Punk engine, it's not a synchro deck, but it's it's a spam of the best link in the game, and yeah, it's an access code turbo, and also the big difference it's then that Fear Finance is not a common card in this deck, but it's an interruption. I use it for summon, usually I summon Ogre with Fibrax, and in the opponent's turn I use this effect to summon TG Magician if I have an Eldlich card, destroy one spell trap, and with TG Magician and the Eldlich trap I summon Floor. Or if I have no Eldlich cards or two Eldlich cards with Scarlet, I summon Locustus, which is level 6, and discard one card from opponent's hand. And with Locustus and the token Brave, I summon Floor. Usually the end board is Griffon, token, Enforcer, Fibrax with sometimes Ogre, and the trap Punk. Okay, I start with the profile. First engine, Souls. I played 7 Souls and I choose to play 3 Prep. Probably at this event it was better to play 3 Souls because there was a lot of troll, and the one match that I lost because I didn't have the third Souls, because I start with 2 Souls, and at the third turn I top deck Illusion, and if I have the third Soul I would have win. But yeah, Prep was good because as I play 7 Souls, sometimes I draw multiple copies, and when I draw multiple copies it's good to have another target for Soul to send. Then for the Punk engine, 3 Teleport, 3 Foxy, 1 Namin, 1 of these, and the Trap. I played 3 Foxy because in this deck with Eldlich and Enchantress, this card is most of the time not a minus, and Teleport is the best card of the deck, because usually with the Punk, if you don't have the Brave engine, you go for Cherubini and send the Enchantress. So this you can go for Fibrax combo or Cherubini and search the trap. For the Brave engine, 3 Enchantress, 3 Right, Foolish, 1 Faithful, 1 Dracoback, and 1 Griffon, standard. Foolish can also send the Lord. And then 2 Destiny Fusion, engine Destiny Fusion. For the Eldlich engine, it's quite small, 3, 1. For the trap, 2, 2, and 1. This deck doesn't. Oh shit. This deck doesn't really need to grind with the Eldlich engine. Usually these are enough, and you don't want to draw that many traps to go in second, so 5 are fine. And usually post side you cut the engine post side, because for the traps are bad to draw. Then for the end traps, so 3 Ash, 3 Ogre, 3 Draw, 1 Veiler. Choose to play Draw instead of Nib. I think Draw is better than Nib against every meta decks except for Zworsol and DDD. against all the brave engine is better. Against also Drytron, Dragolink, Flounder is better against all this deck, and alone obviously. Nib with one of these Entrop is really good, but as I'm playing like 55 cards, I prefer to have an Entrop that is better alone than Nib. And one Vader because, well, it's good and it's also a tanner. Usually in this deck you summon a lot the Entrops. You normal summon the Entrops or Enchantress, so it's good. And it's a tanner, and is a target for Fibrax to go for Selena. And Nib also is bad because like if I have Celestial and I have Nibiruin, and sometimes I can't activate Celestial. Then for the last spells, 3 Droplet, 3 Talents. Talents was very good at this tournament, but probably post S.P.A.D.E I will cut Talents, as there post S.P.A.D E probably there will be less Entrops, and going first is quite bad. But at this tournament was very good, and I won like every game that I draw. Then for the extra deck, 1 Magistus Whirling Spider as a link 1. Magistus, as you always normal summon Enchantress. But when you have like the Teleport or Foxy, you normal summon Enchantress, as you already have the Tanner. As a link 2 Anaconda, 1 Fibrax, Cherubini, Lina, and Dark. 2 Anaconda because sometimes when I get Nib, like Nib and an Entrops at the end of the turn, I have another extender and I can go for Anaconda. Yeah, then in this deck you can have easily access to both of them, and you always go for Selena with them, or also with Lina you can summon Lancia or Ogre, which is really good. As a link 3, Unicorn, Selena, an access code. Probably I will change Unicorn for sure post S.P.A.D.E with Apollousa. Apollousa is because going second sometimes when you go for Selena, summon 1, you don't need the access code, because if you can't OTK and the opponent have nothing in the board, it's not good access code, and it's better go for Apollousa, which you can negate like the Mirror Jade of the S.P.A.D.E and also Enforcer, or usually you never summon Apollousa in the first turn, but in this second turn is good with Selena. And for the Synchro, as I said before, Locust, TG Magician and Floor, and the last Enforcer. Then for the side deck, it's all Entrops, Gamma, Lancia, Nib, Bell and Chevalier. This deck doesn't really need a side deck against trap decks like Eldlich, because I have Lore, I have the Brave Engine, and yeah, it's a good matchup. And also I don't expect a lot of Eldlich in this tournament, so I choose to play full Entrops and cut the Eldlich engine post side, and yeah, it was very good. These are mostly for Flounder, which Gamma for Shifter and Lance's win condition is Flounder. Okay. I think the deck is really difficult to stop, as I just have to summon to have 2 monsters on the board, and the only Entrops that sometimes I can suffer is draw, because the other are quite bad. And yeah, during this tournament, my opponent always have draw. Was like 10 times they have draw, but still I can still make like 3 or 4 interruption, and I win most of the game that my opponent have draw. So I think, yeah, it's one of the best deck, and it's also better than base does. I play it way less.